All right, look like we straight. What's going on, everybody? Give y'all a minute to get logged in, man. All right, so let me go ahead and read the post that I put up. All right, this is a post that I put up. It said 3 reasons promiscuous behavior is viewed differently between men and women. Number 1, women have children, meaning they actually carry the baby and they actually deliver them. So their health is impacted. Their sex has a lot more consequences for women than it does for men. So common sense and sprinkling a little logic on top of it would say that that should be a factor in how a woman determines her sexual behavior. Doesn't mean she can't do what she want to do, but that's one of the reasons that it is viewed differently. One of the worst positions a woman can be in is to be having sex with several men and end up pregnant. Trying to backtrack and figure out who you got pregnant by is going to look awfully bad for any woman, right? Any woman in that predicament. Number 2, women don't have to pursue men or work to get sex. So their romantic experiences do not equate with what men have to do for sex. Men that get lots of sex usually have to earn it in one way or another. So when we're talking about promiscuous behavior from a male perspective, men can't just walk around and have pussy thrown at him. Men actually have to engage women. Men actually have to pursue women. Men actually have to put in time and effort in order to have a flourishing sex life. They don't have the same role in dating and relationships that women do. Women typically just choose from the men that approach them and end up fucking one of the men that they chose. Women don't have to go out of their way strategizing on how to approach men, how to engage men in a way that's going to not get them cut off and ultimately get them, have them even be able or in a position to have sex. Women are automatically in that position. So when you look at a woman that's fucking a whole bunch of dudes, all she did was say yes to a bunch of dudes. She didn't have to do anything. She didn't have a package that was so engaging and intriguing to all of those men that they were swayed into giving her the dick. Most women can walk in any bar, any club, and just get dick anyway. So it's not the same thing. A man that's got a lot of women fucking him, there's usually something about him that he's doing right. He's putting himself in position to win. He didn't just sit back and have a whole bunch of women coming to him. So that's a very, very big difference that a lot of women never seem to really take into account. Number 3, a woman having sex with several men implies that her standards for sex are low. Because we know most women place a great value on their pussy and having sex. So if a woman is just fucking him and fucking him and fucking him and fucking him, the message is she lets anybody fuck. Well, the difference is men don't have no problem making it known that they ain't really, the standards for dick ain't that high. Men pay for sex. Men fuck random women. There are sex industries built off the idea that men are willing to pay for sex from a woman that is a complete stranger to him. So all these things have to be taken into account. Does that mean that women can't fuck who they want? No, do what you want to do. It's your pussy, you can give it to you wherever you want to. But it often gets played as if there's just this double standard. Everybody's so unfair. Where it's like, well, if you consider the differences between men and women, and there are differences between men and women, and you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, men and women have lots of similarities. We both have blood. We both have the same body bones. We both have brains. But there are some very big differences between men and women as well. So that has to be considered when you are talking about a woman just fucking a whole bunch of random guys. So when we talk about how men respond to that and how people treat promiscuous individuals that they date, women have demonstrated that they're more attracted to men that get a lot of pussy. Having women that are attracted to you gets you more pussy. Having a reputation for being a hoe or fucking a lot of women gets you more pussy. Because women are more interested in that man than the guy that doesn't get any pussy. Right? It'd be very easy for y'all to go find a dude that don't get no play and don't get no pussy and have him be all yours. That's not what you want. You want the dude that every other woman wants. So the way that things work when it comes to women and their selection process, they try to blame other people for the decisions that they make, the choices that they make. You know what I'm saying? But they try to pass it off as the world has this double standard against women when it's like, nah, you could go fuck a different dude every day if you wanted to. Just know, you already know that that's going to impact how men perceive you and the desire men have to want to make you theirs. It's going to impact men's desire to want you to be their baby mama. It's going to impact their level of respect for you. That don't mean you can't do it. We can't help it that women are attracted to dudes that get a lot of pussy. What can we do about that? We don't make y'all choose us. We can't force y'all to fuck us. So y'all are the ones that get to decide these things, right? The same way men get to choose who they wife up or who they want to get in a relationship with. So if he just chooses to come kick it with you casually and only really want to fuck you and have fun with you and not want to take it to a level where y'all fall in love and get in a committed relationship, that's his business. Didn't you get to make the choice on whether you wanted to participate or not? Why is it a problem that men have that same option? Men just make different choices than women do. If you give a man a choice between an attractive woman that has fucked everybody in the neighborhood and one that hasn't, most men are going to choose the woman that hasn't. Does that mean he's a misogynist or does that mean he's against women? No. That's just his personal preference and his personal choice to make, and that's what he's most likely going to do. You give a woman two choices, a dude that none of the chicks in the neighborhood want to fuck, and the most popular dude in the neighborhood, she's going to fuck the most popular dude in the neighborhood. It's the difference. That's not something that men are doing to women. That is not a rule that's being placed on women, and it's often portrayed that way, inaccurately. So I put up the post to provide some logic and context into why it's not really a good thing for a woman to be fucking multiple men, even though y'all all have the option to do it. All y'all can go in y'all's DM and find some dick and fuck them within the next 12 hours. Y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't want to just get some random dick. Y'all don't want to just be fucking somebody that doesn't want anything but sex from you. So your wants influence how you feel about the scenario as well. Men don't care about you being used for dick. Any attractive woman can go through her list of followers and send out some I'm horny DMs and have men ready to fuck her today or tonight. That's because men are not offended by that. They're not hurt if you just want to use them for dick. They're not mad if you just want hitting them up because you want your pussy ate. They not tripping. But you find out he's only hitting you up to suck his dick, you in your feelings. You feel devalued, or you feel like he's not respecting. Like, you care about that. Those are your personal feelings on the scenario. Those are just differences. And they try to treat them as if it's some unfair double standard. No. That's not somebody doing that to y'all. Those are just the things that the behavior patterns that are observed by looking at what happens in society. I mean, think about it, right? So you have a man kicking it with a chick. They not really serious. They just kicking it. And you know, so they just kicking it. If he came to her and was like, yo, I want you to have a threesome with me and one of my partners from college. Most women would be very offended by that. Most women would feel disrespected by that. A lot of women would cut him off because of that. Just simply asking to see how she felt about it. But let's reverse it. You casually dating a dude and you come to him and say, hey, me and my best friend want to have a threesome. What dude is finna be pissed off or feel disrespected or be upset about that? Same scenario, right? Your best friend wants to have a threesome with the person you fucking with. Men would be receptive to it. Most women would not. Those reflect the differences in how we feel about sex and fucking multiple people, etc. So whenever y'all see women trying to portray this, we're exactly the same, we should be treated the same in every scenario, that's not fucking reality. A man could get 5 different women pregnant at the same time. That's still not the same scenario as a woman trying to figure out which one of these 5 men got her pregnant. It's not the same scenario. It's not the same scenario. A lot of women get stuck with the child if she can't figure out who the baby's by. So sprinkling some logic on it, women should manage their sex lives differently since sex impacts them significantly different than it impacts men. I mean, that's just common sense. That's simple logic. If men were the ones that got pregnant and actually delivered babies, sex would be completely different. Y'all struggle to get raw dick. You have to put a fucking gun to a dude's head to get him to nut in you. If men were the ones that had to carry babies. But they don't. So, those things have to be taken into consideration. Especially when you're talking about just fucking random people without knowing anything about them, without knowing their first and last name, without knowing where they're from, without knowing what they do for a living. Men are willing to fuck women that they don't know any of those things about. Not just because men do it regularly doesn't mean it's smart or a good decision for women to do. And that's what's so funny about all the women that cry about not being able to be a hoe. Like, where's the logic in that? Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's putting a chastity belt on you. If you want to go fuck 3 dudes, if you want to just roll up on 3 dudes and say, hey, I want all of y'all to run a train on me, I'm pretty sure most guys would do it if you look halfway decent. That's not really what you want. So when y'all portray to want something that we know that you don't really want based off your behavior and the things that you say on all these other topics, it doesn't make much sense. It's like, why are y'all trying to fight for something y'all don't want that y'all already have the ability to do? If you wanted to be a hoe and just fuck several dudes, you could. There's nobody stopping you from doing it. If you wanted to go fuck a dude, his brother, his best friend, his cousin, his barber, his mechanic, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could. Y'all don't want that. So it looks so crazy to see y'all portraying that you do. It's a very interesting way that this plays out when you hear women voicing their opinions on it and giving their perspectives on the scenario. So I just wanted to actually elaborate on it and talk about what it really means and why people view it that way. Why it's seen as a bad thing for a woman to be in that predicament. Why a man's status goes up from being in that predicament. Because it means he actually has the things that it takes to make women interested in him. And some of y'all are so simple, it could just be good dick. There are some bum-ass men that don't have shit but good dick that are still highly desired by women, that are still able to fuck women that are way out of their league raw, get them pregnant. She's in love with him. She's dealing with all the drama that comes with dating a broke man with no car and no ambitions. Women willingly put themselves in that position for good dick, for good conversation, for status. Those are the decisions y'all make on a regular basis. It's not our fault that y'all are poor decision makers when it comes to men. Y'all can't pass the blame onto men for the way that y'all decide to date men. That's 100% on women. 100%. I know y'all hate accountability. I know y'all attempt to do that in a lot of areas. But when it comes to who you choose to give your time, attention, and pussy to, you own that 100%. That's not something that you can delegate responsibility for. So if y'all want to be hoes and y'all want to be promiscuous and y'all want to just be free, then that is going to conflict with your goals of having a healthy marriage and being seen as respectable and wife material to most men. That's just part of life. You got to accept it. Sure, you could put your pussy on the gram and post sex tapes and get into porn and all that. But it is going to conflict. If your goal is to be a wife and be a mother and have a man treat you with respect and give you know your worth like you do and all this shit y'all talk about, then just know that doing those things or making those decisions are going to prevent you from obtaining your goal. I have a question. If a woman mess with 2 or 3 men, she's a whore. But when men do it, he's a beast. Anybody that sleeps with multiple people is a whore. A man or a woman sleeping with multiple people or living a promiscuous lifestyle is a hoe or a whore, whatever word you want to use. The difference is men don't give a fuck if you say he's a hoe or not. I don't give 0 fucks about letting y'all know about all my whole stories and telling y'all my body. Well, I don't even know what my exact body count is, but I don't care at all that y'all know I'm a hoe or I used to be a hoe. Does not bother me. A lot of women would not just disclose that to you. I used to be a hoe. I fucked almost everybody on the football team in college. I used to suck dick after class. I used to fuck roommates. Most women are not finna just come out and be proud about that. Well, I ain't gonna say I'm just like super proud of it, but it is what it is. I know from a male perspective, men are looking at it like he had to be on that shit. Because you know I'm not just fucking some gremlin looking chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. So men respect it. Men want to know what I did, what I said, how I went about it, how I put myself in that position. They want to be on that level. That's just the reality of it. That's why men want fame and celebrity status. That's unlimited pussy. That's fucking beautiful women. That's living a lifestyle that most people dream about. Most men dream about. So there are differences when it comes to the word hoe. The definition don't change based off sex. It's just we feel differently about it. So men just don't care about being hoes. Women do. Y'all are offended if somebody really think you're a hoe. But y'all claim to want to be hoes so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the conflict. That's the contradiction. It's like y'all say one thing, but that's not really how you feel. And we know that's not how you feel. So, y'all couldn't handle every man coming up to you trying to get his dick sucked. Letting you know he know about you because of your reputation for fucking and sucking dick. Y'all would be highly offended by that. You'd be mad at the men that told them and put your name out there like that. Me getting approached because a chick heard I could eat pussy, never pissed me off. I'm never going to confront somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Those are things that benefit a man sexually. You piquing another woman's curiosity to come fuck me made it easier for me to get the pussy. And if I find her attractive, more likely than not, she's a candidate to come get the dick. It's really that simple from a male perspective. Because I'm not in my feelings. I'm not hoping we become husband and wife. I'm not hoping she falls in love with me. I'm hoping the pussy's good. I'm hoping she got on some cute panties. Like, and if she don't got a fat ass or whatnot, I hope she can suck dick. Like, I'm just trying to benefit out the shit. I'm not placing expectations on it. I'm not doing all this extra shit. I'm trying to make sure we gonna have a good time. Hopefully she smoke. I'm gonna make sure I got some drinks. Make sure I got the music. I got the scenario. Got the shit set up to where we can fuck. And hope it goes down. If it don't, I'm not brokenhearted. I'm not crying. I'm not none of that shit. I'm closer to hitting the pussy next time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the attitude that men display is a lot more laid back and carefree because that's how they live. Long as they can consistently get pussy and companionship from women, they're pretty straight. The rest of their lifestyle is going to be balanced out based off their income. So if he's broke, but he can still get consistent pussy and companionship, then he's going to play video games and watch a lot of TV and not do much. If he got a little money to spend, he's going to be out and about buying drinks, taking shots, shit like that. That's the difference. They going to dress slightly different. Their maintenance on their body's going to be a little different. You got a man that can afford to get pedicures and get his shit manicured and get... That costs money. And the men that do it, they smell good, look good, and live the type of lifestyles that most women can see themselves being a part of. So they don't struggle to get women. It's pretty simple from the male perspective. Our goals are a lot simpler than what women typically have. And our methodology about going about getting those things are a lot more logical and reliable than the way that women choose to go about meeting their relationship goals or attempting to meet them. So the conversation when it comes to promiscuity really boils down to how men and women view the opposite sex. Men men love hoes. Like that's also a misconception. Like, men love promiscuous women. They just typically don't choose those women to be the women they settle down with. And that's the problem. Because women don't want to be just entertainment. You don't want to be just the chick that they call when everybody's sitting it out. When nobody can bring their girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be the chick that's only invited to shit like that. But men love hoes. That's why, shit, every single man got a couple in their phone. Men love women that are sucking dick in cars and fucking after the club. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, they love shit like that. They love women that do those type of things. Chicks you can play strip poker with and play shot games with. And like that, men love hoes. But hoes are different than the women that they try to build relationships with. That's the difference. And so, depending on what category or how you want to be viewed by men, that is what determines your behavior. So, wanting to be a wife and wanting to have a long-term healthy relationship often conflicts with the desire to be promiscuous. That's why we have vibrators. That's smart. That's smart. I mean, you want to... It's public relations. You are in control of how you are portrayed to your dating pool. So you have to do some management of it. So what you post, what you put on your social media, what you put on your page, how the public perceives you matters when it comes to dating. At least to a small degree. It's not extremely important, but it is a factor. As we like I said, I mentioned with the post about how I wouldn't date a chick that posts herself in her panties and shit online, or a former stripper or something. Those things matter to me. Whether you think it should matter or not is not important. It still does, no matter what y'all think about it or how y'all feel about it. It still matters to men, and their men are still gonna factor that into their decision making process. No matter what women say about it, no matter how unfair it is, no matter what you think about it, that is still going to be the case. And as long as he's in a position where he can live with the choices he make and the standards he set, if I can attract the type of women I like to fuck and I like to date without having to date strippers, I can. And I don't care what anybody has to say about it. That's the difference. There are lots of men that will wife you even if you do those things. Most won't. It's likely the type of man you want to be with won't. You know what I'm saying? So you have to decide what you want to be as a person. What's going to be your character? How you going to be seen? And most women don't want to be seen in a negative light by the men in their dating pool. It's common sense. So hopefully y'all learned something. Just wanted to go in depth about the topic. I see a bunch of comments and, a little trying to redirect the cause and bring up the double standard and stuff. So I just wanted to clarify what the differences are and why men and women respond differently to members of the opposite sex that are promiscuous. So y'all have a good day. I'll go ahead and share it. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, I appreciate the love. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Those of y'all that are on Instagram, tag my page. Have your friends check out the video too so they can learn something. Y'all have a good day. Peace.